People avoided Ruth Carter's tailor shop like it carried bad luck. The paint on the wooden sign was peeling. The glass window was cracked. Inside, old sewing machines rattled louder than the street traffic outside. Most days, Ruth sat alone, stitching clothes no one wanted to pay full price for. She was poor. She was black. And in this neighborhood, that was enough to be invisible. One rainy evening, just as Ruth was closing the shop, a man stepped inside. He didn't belong there. His suit was expensive. Italian cut, dark charcoal, ruined at the shoulder like it had been torn in a rush. His shoes were polished. His watch alone looked worth more than everything in Ruth's shop combined. He looked around with mild irritation. "Can you fix this?" he asked, placing the suit on the counter like it was disposable. Ruth examined the fabric carefully. Her fingers froze for a moment. This wasn't a normal suit. This was the kind of clothing worn by men who never waited in line, and never asked twice. "Yes," she said softly. "It'll take some time." The man checked his phone. "I don't have time." Ruth hesitated, then spoke. "I'll stay late." He finally looked at her. Something in his eyes said he wasn't used to kindness without a price. "How much?" he asked. Ruth shook her head. "Nothing. It was an accident, and you seem like you need it fixed tonight." The man frowned. "Nothing?" She nodded. He studied her face like he was trying to understand a language he'd never learned. Then he gave a short nod, left the suit behind, and walked out without saying thank you. Ruth worked until midnight. Her fingers cramped. Her eyes burned. She skipped dinner to finish the stitching perfectly clean lines. Invisible repair. When she was done, the suit looked untouched. Brand new. The next morning, the man returned. He tried the suit on. It fit flawlessly. For a brief second, something crossed his face. Surprise, maybe even respect. But it vanished just as quickly. "You didn't have to do this for free," he said. Ruth smiled faintly. Sometimes helping someone matters more than money. He nodded once and left. That should have been the end. But the next day, everything changed. At exactly 10:03 a.m., Ruth heard footsteps outside her shop. Not one pair. Many. She looked up. Through the cracked glass, she saw 3 black cars parked across the street. Men in sharp suits stepped out, their expressions cold, professional, unreadable. One of them checked the address. Another adjusted his tie. Her stomach dropped. Lawyers. Real ones. The kind who didn't come to poor neighborhoods by mistake. Ruth's hands began to shake. Had she done something wrong? Had the man accused her of stealing? Damaging the suit? Scamming him? The door opened. A man stepped inside and spoke calmly. "Ms. Ruth Carter, we need to talk about the suit you fixed." Her heart pounded so loudly she was sure they could hear it. She swallowed. And in that moment, Ruth realized, fixing that suit for free had just changed her life. For better or worse, she didn't yet know. The shop felt smaller with them inside. 3 men. Dark suits. Sharp eyes. The kind of people who measured rooms and lives in seconds. Ruth stood behind the counter, hands clenched, bracing herself for words that could destroy what little she had. One of the men opened a leather folder. "Ms. Carter," he said evenly. "Do you recognize this?" He slid a photo across the counter. It was the suit, perfectly repaired. Ruth nodded slowly. "Yes, I fixed it. For free?" another man asked. "Yes," she replied. He didn't ask for anything else. Silence. The men exchanged looks. Then the first man closed the folder and did something Ruth never expected. He smiled. "Ms. Carter," he said, "you repaired a suit belonging to Daniel Whitmore." The name hit the air like thunder. Ruth's breath caught. Everyone in the city knew that name. Whitmore Industries, billionaire, media shy, untouchable. He noticed something, the lawyer continued. "Not just your work, but your choice." Ruth frowned. "My choice? To charge nothing," he said. "To stay late. To give respect without knowing who he was." Ruth felt heat rise to her face. "I didn't know," she whispered. "And I didn't need to." That answer changed the room. The lawyers straightened. "Mr. Whitmore asked us to deliver something," one said, sliding another document forward. Ruth hesitated before opening it. Inside was a lease agreement. Her shop address. 0 rent. 10 years. Her legs nearly gave out. "He's also transferred funds," the man added calmly, "for new equipment, renovations, and training apprentices if you choose." Ruth stared at the paper. "Why?" she asked, voice breaking. The lead lawyer answered quietly. "Because he spent his life surrounded by people who help him only after they know who he is." The door behind them opened. Daniel Whitmore himself stepped inside. The room went still. "I grew up watching my mother sew clothes at night so we could eat," he said. "Yesterday you reminded me of her." Ruth's eyes filled. "You didn't bow," he continued. "You didn't ask. You just helped." He placed the repaired suit on the counter, folded neatly. "This suit reminded me who I was before the world learned my name." No music played. No one spoke. Just the hum of the old sewing machine. Daniel nodded once. Thank you, Ms. Carter. The lawyers followed him out. Ruth sat down slowly. For the first time in years, the shop was silent, but it no longer felt empty. If this reveal moved you, like the video. Comment what moment changed everything for you. And subscribe, because kindness always finds its way back.